The clock's running out on December deal drops at Lowe's, but there's still time to wrap up something they'll love. Shop great gifts under $50, like the DeWalt Elite Series 100-piece bit set. Plus, if you order by 2 p.m., you get same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop December deal drops while you can. Lowe's. We help, you save.
What's up, everyone? This is Angel, Diego, and Jason, and we're a Gusto Baba podcast. 100% música regional mexicana, pero a veces uno que otro chisme.
Holiday season's here and the studio is feeling festive.
We got the tracks, the exclusives, y este Sprite Winter Spice Cranberry bien frío.
That refreshing cranberry flavor hits just right. A seasonal favorite, but limited time only.
So don't sleep on it to keep your fiestas festive a darle.
Flow frío con Sprite Winter Spice Cranberry.
Obey your thirst.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Happy Friday. I'm sorry, guys. I got entranced because all of a sudden the sky turned black here in New York City. And I saw a storm coming. Then the storm finally made it to where I am. And all I saw was just like heavy wind and then rain. And I was like this. Just looking at it, and I know I'm supposed to be here with you guys. So apologies. This is our weekly recap of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but it's actually not a recap of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. We'll talk about Beverly Hills, but we will be talking about some other stuff, including Nene leaks, including Jacqueline Loretta coming back to Real Housewives of Orange County, allegedly. We have to talk about Dawn Richard. So it's going to be a mix of hot topics, not just Real Housewives. And we will do anything not to have to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills exclusively. Right? While I'm doing that, if you haven't already, be sure to keep liking the video. It's easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Shout out to our King's Guard. Shout out to our channel members that are in the building. And of course, to our subscribers. It is subscribers only live chat. What's going on? Let me know where you guys are watching from as well. Let me know. And we have to give you an update on the Wendy and Eddie Osefo of it all. I will be going live tonight with Taria Faison from the What Else Is Going On podcast on Instagram exclusively. So 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. PST. Okay. Shout out to the 3 people that disliked. It's okay. We just got 151 likes. Wait, no. I just love that you're here. You're here. You're still watching. Keep watching. Keep watching, you miserable person, you. Or persons, I should say. All right. Exactly. Alessia says, oh, wait, damn, Alessia, I forgot what your there's your comment. Alessia says, I love how Kemp is doing everything to talk about literally everything to not talk only about Beverly Hills. Yeah, come on now. That's the only way. If there's nothing else to talk about that week, we will not get a recap of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So before we even to get into any of that, I do want to first start off and letting you guys know, for those that may have missed it, I announced it earlier today, for my Owning Manhattan and Kimora Back in the Fab Lane recap. If you missed that, be sure to check that out. Hey, Danielle. I am coming back to New York. Well, I live in New York, but we are doing our only live show of 2026 here in New York City at the Green Room 42. One night only. One man, one mic, one night. Okay? Go get your tickets. Live stream tickets are available exclusively for this show as well. But if you can make it to New York City, get a ticket, get a meet and greet ticket. Do all of the things. Ticket information is available in the description. I will see you all on March 13th. Friday the 13th. Yeah, I saw it and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go with that date. Why not? Someone's watching from Stockholm. What's going on? Watching from Tampa. I love it. Get your tickets today, guys. It's a night of hot topics. God only knows between now and March what I will find out and what I will spill at the New York City show. So go get your tickets if you haven't already. Shout out to the people that already got their tickets. I saw a handful of you already got your live stream tickets. Some of you already got your in-person tickets. I love it. I tell you this all the time. The more that you guys show up and show out for shows like this will mean I will come to other cities. But if y'all don't show up and show out, how are we supposed to prove this to promoters? You guys don't understand the business of touring. You got to prove that you can sell out shows immediately. Not just, over time you sold out. You got to sell out immediately. But I will say this. We've broken all kinds of records over the Green Room 42 with our live stream. So shout out to those of you that can't make it to New York. I get it. Time's a hoard. All right. Anyway, let's get into some of the hot topics. And I want to say congratulations to our girls, Brandy and Monica. They had such a hugely successful tour here in the States. I know everyone is asking for some sort of second leg to the tour. No announcement has been made. They just had their last show, what was it, last week? And tremendously successful. They had a few sold out shows as well. Shout out to Kelly Rowland. Shout out to Keisha Cole. Shout out to Money Long. Shout out to Maya that was a part of the tour. I got to see Money here in New York City. I've known Money a very long time. I've interviewed her years and years ago. So be sure to check that out on the Kempire Radio YouTube channel. You guys should be following me there anyway. Kempire Radio. All right. Anyway. So congratulations to them. We just also found out that they will be performing at the CNN New Year's Eve show, with Andy Cohen and Anderson Cooper. So they'll be performing there. I'm sure if they're both performing, we'll be getting The Boy Is Mine. I'm here for it, New Year's Eve, okay? So they'll be performing The Boy Is Mine. Brandy is going to be honored along with Kirk Franklin and Pharrell Williams by the Recording Academy. Brandy is going to receive the Black Music Icon Award. Okay. Pharrell Williams is going to receive the Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. Every year they do it. I'm like, so the Academy has not read the room when it comes to Dr. Dre. Okay. All right. Kirk Franklin's going to receive the Black Music Icon Award as well. Then we found out today that there will be a few honors happening at the Grammys. So shout out to our friends over at Music Data on X. They write this: Whitney Houston to be honored with a Lifetime Achievement Award by the Recording Academy at the 2026 ceremony. Okay, as you know, the music legend has earned 11 top Hot 100 number one singles, 6 Grammys, and has sold over 275 million records worldwide. Cher will also be honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award at the Recording Academy at the 2026 ceremony. The music legend has earned four Hot 100 number one singles and has sold over 200 million records worldwide. I believe Cher also has a new project out, right? I think she has a new project out. And she got a younger man. Good for her. Okay. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan will also be honored at the Grammys this year for the Lifetime Achievement Award. The music legend has earned countless awards and honors throughout her nearly six-decade career, including 10 Grammys and 90 million records sold worldwide. I literally was just watching Gordon Chambers, who used to be my vocal coach. He also is a songwriter, and he's written a bunch of hits, including Missing You, from the Set It Off soundtrack. And he talked about the story behind how that came together. He even mentioned that Mary J. Blige originally was on it, but then she had to pull out from it. She recorded her part in that song. It ended up Brandy came in at last. Brandy ended up coming in last to that. Tamia is a part of that song, as you know. Gladys Knight, he said Gladys Knight did that in one take, her part. Shaka Khan didn't want to oversing Gladys because she has so much respect for Gladys, but then he was like, no, do you, Shaka? I think at the Grammys this year, Brandy, Tamia, Gladys, and Shaka, while we have all these legends still with us, I need y'all, in dedication of Whitney Houston, do Missing You, please. Please. Please, and thank you. Please and thank you. Carlos Santana will also be honored with the Lifetime Achievement Award. Mariah Carey will be honored with the Person of the Year Award by the Recording Academy. Even after she shaded them this year because she doesn't have that many Grammys. And that's always shocking to me because she set all kinds of records with her music, her discography, beyond Christmas music. Well, she's going to receive the Person of the Year Award at the Grammys this year. The music legend has earned 19 Hot 100 number ones, singles that have kept for the artist in... Number one singles that kept for any artist in history. 5 Grammy Awards. 5 Grammy Awards. Okay? 5 Grammy Awards. And has sold over 290 million records worldwide. Okay? Congratulations to all that will be honored at the Grammys and the festivities next year. All right? All right, and it's the 30th anniversary. You're right, and it's the 30th anniversary of Waiting to Exhale. Didn't they do something for Waiting to Exhale when it's not? Yeah, they performed at the Grammys. They had like a big performance with all the artists that were a part of that soundtrack. 30 years. I'm trying not to remember what we reported on this week with Tamar's performance of Not Gonna Cry. Trying not to think about that, okay? Try not to think about that, but congratulations to all that will be honored at the Grammy Awards this year. So I wanted to mention that. Other things that I wanted to mention. Jacqueline Lorita. You remember Jacqueline Lorita from Real Housewives of New Jersey? Well, apparently Jacqueline Lorita is being considered to join the Real Housewives of Orange County. And I didn't know that Jacqueline had moved from Vegas to Orange County. I will say this. Okay, let me just give you the story first. Jacqueline Lorita may be coming back to Bravo, according to Page 6. They said the Real Housewives of New Jersey alum has been approached to join the Real Housewives of Orange County, Page 6 can confirm. You may have also heard that there are rumors that Emily Simpson and Katie Janela are not coming back next season. You already know Vicki Gunvalson was asked to come back during BravoCon. They said Jacqueline, who's 55, and her husband, Chris Lorita, moved from New Jersey to Las Vegas in 2019. 4 years later, the couple and their sons, CJ, 23, Nicholas, who's 16, relocated to Orange County, California, which had to be recent. It had to be very, very recent. Because when she was hanging out with Teresa, they were in Vegas. But if she's living in Orange County, I'm here for it. And it was NDub that we were live on TikTok last night. And NDub says, in Orange County, there are a lot of services and really good services for children with autism. And their son has autism. So that might be their motivation for moving to Orange County. So a well-placed insider tells Page 6 that Bravo has repeatedly asked Jacqueline to appear on Real Housewives of Orange County as a friend of the cast. But after she moved to a house close to Jennifer Pedranti earlier this year, conversations amped up. Our insider says that Jacqueline is considering appearing on the forthcoming 20th season because of the offer of full-time role may be on the table. Here's the thing, though. I know it's been a long time since we've seen Jacqueline, 8 years. But Jacqueline became very unlikable in her last couple of years of New Jersey. Like, she had become I liked Jacqueline in the beginning. She's also a Taurus like me. But, like, her last couple of seasons, I was like, oh, my God. I was like, oh, no. Yeah, I know. Miss Melanie actually said, wow, Nick is 16 now. Crazy. We're told another factor is the salary. And Jacqueline's currently undecided. Because she also has not been on the show a very long time. And the budget is probably tight because now Vicki's back. And I don't believe Vicki was 100% surprised about getting her orange back because you got to negotiate contracts and all kinds of things. So Vicki played surprise at BravoCon. Not only does Jacqueline hang out with Pedranti, but our insider notes that she and Chris are close friends with Gretchen Rossi and her longtime fiance, Slade. No. That means Gretchen and Slade would be coming back. We don't want that in season 20. We don't want that at all. We already know Vicki's coming back. We already know that Tamara's coming back because all of them are all hanging out together lately. I saw they were hanging out with Katie too. I was like, wait, maybe the Katie rumors are for her not getting her orange back aren't true. One can dream, can't we? Penny says, Vicki's back? Where you been? Look where you been. Archie says, I love Vicki. She is a hoot. Okay. Deborah says they can always fire Tamara. I don't think so, though. I think Tamara getting along with Vicki was all in the plan. She also has a relationship with Tamara Judge, so adding her to the cast would be organic, our insider says. Jacqueline starred in Real Housewives of New Jersey from 2009 season 1 to 2013 season 5. Okay. They said she appeared in a reduced role in 2014, season 6, and returned as a full-time housewife for 2016, season 7, before exiting the show completely. I completely forgot about that sort of timeline. Cameras documented her complex relationship with her sister-in-law, Caroline Manzo, and Dina Manzo, as well as frenemies Teresa Giudice and Melissa Gorga, and enemy Danielle Staub. Here's the thing, though. I don't know what Chris Manzo's relationship is with Caroline, but Caroline's suing the network. How's that going to work? I mean, it can work because it's not, it's a separate household, but I find that to be very interesting. Jacqueline's family dynamic was also a major storyline as viewers watched her navigate raising a teenage daughter, Ashley Holmes, now 35, and discovering Nicholas was on the autism spectrum. Whatever happened with Ashley? Didn't she get married? I forgot about her little problematic child. Okay. Though reps for Bravo did not immediately respond to Page 6's request for comment, a source close to the production claims, our reporting is a stretch. However, Radar Online cited multiple production insiders who confirmed the rumors are 100% true. But here's the thing. Just because someone's approached doesn't mean that they're close to signing anyone on the dotted line, which is part of the reason why I never love talking about, unless we have solid information that, yes, they've signed on. But this whole they've been approached. Because what did that girl go, that lady, was she from The View? Remember that lady from The View? She went on that Page 6 radio program and was just like, I've been approached. And she made it seem like we were going to see her. And now it's been crickets. You remember her from season 1 of The View? Crickets. Debbie. That one. She went on the podcast, what was it, earlier this year? Yeah, they've approached me about being on Orange County. They've asked me before, and we've been talking. No one has heard anything from her before. Since. Aww. Funky says that Ashley got on my nerves. She did get on my nerves a little bit, but I mean, it made for good years of Real Housewives of New Jersey. Okay, yes, Ashley the hair puller, like Lakia said. Yes, Ashley the hair puller, as Daniel Staub would call her. Jan's like, I've been approached. Yeah. So they're saying that Jacqueline Larita is being considered for the new season of Real Housewives of Orange County season 20. That's what they're saying. I mean, I'm open to it if it's organic. I just don't want it to be forced. At first, I was like, wait, did she fly into Orange County to be a part? But yeah. So that's the word on the street. Jacqueline Larita could be returning to the Real Housewives franchise. Okay. Experiment says Jacqueline is boring. I mean, I don't think she was boring in the early years of New Jersey, to be honest. But okay. K-Baby says, wow, she's 35, Ashley. I feel old. Not me. We don't look it, right, K-Baby? We don't look old. All right. Before we get to anything else that I want to talk about, let's talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah, I know. We got to talk about it. I don't have a lot to say. I did end up taking some notes, okay? I know you're probably like, boo to the notes, boo. Because, I mean, there were parts that I'm interested in talking about, okay? I will do timestamps after the live, okay? Unless somebody want to do the timestamps for me. Make my life easier. But anyway. Yeah, I didn't do it last time I did it. Okay. Dorit. All right, so no, the top of the episode, they have this speed dating event, which I thought to be interesting that at the very top of the episode, they're doing a group event. But I was here for it. I didn't mind it. Actually, rewatching it a second time, I was like, I didn't mind the speed dating event. I did find it interesting seeing Kyle and Erica act so weird around men. Just sort of like, they all wore black. I was like, what's going on here? Why is everyone wearing black? So Bose decided to bring in some of her bestest men that she knows, and she brings them in, okay, for the women, okay? What did you guys think of the men? I thought it was actually a decent amount of men. I thought it was like decent guys, lawyers, comedian, real estate agents, the guy that started Comic-Con. They didn't have no idea what that was. Like, even I don't even go to Comic-Con, but even I know what that is. That thing has been around a long time. And if he started it, he's making a pretty penny. But you see, that's the thing. These ladies don't realize that. He just think he's some sort of nerd. You saw how Erica perked up when she thought he said sports cars, but he said sports cards. She perked up. It's like, oh, you're into sports cars? Me too. I think she thought, like, oh, if he's into sports cars, he must have money. Look, as the shirt goes down, me too. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So the guys were okay. The ladies were acting so weird, especially Erica. Erica had to run in to get a drink. And you know what was funny to me? She had so much to say about Garcelle and Garcelle being boring. I thought to myself, I said, Garcelle was here, that would probably be the most entertaining part because she would have been fun, flirty with these men. Garcelle left at the perfect time. Garcelle's been booked and busy since then. She's in a relationship right now with that man from Goodwill. I'm like, maybe that was part of her motivation to just like, you know what? I'm talking to this guy. Things are going good. Let me get out of here. You know what I mean? Oh, black is slimming, right? That's why I put on all black today. Black is slimming. So that's why they all wore black. All right. So all the women are acting weird. Dorit was the best at talking to the men. I wasn't surprised by that. She's a Cancer. Cancers are good at stuff like that. Flirting and, I feel like Cancers hold themselves. I think Cancers speak really well for themselves most of the time, So I wasn't surprised. But she also had a little bit of a heads up because if you watch the after show, Dorit felt a little bit more invested because Bose was telling her about it. So Dorit's, mixing and mingling. Erica's running away to other rooms. And she's like, when I'm on stage, it's one thing, but, and also, these guys were age appropriate. She likes a good, nearly in his deathbed kind of man. So I thought it was so funny how she called Garcelle boring and that maybe she had like the best years of that she's had dating. Mind you, these men that Garcelle dated were elite men in comparison to the men that Erica was dating. And I'll put in quotes dating. Okay. So eventually they all sit down and they're all having conversations with the men. Okay, Sutton's there. All right. Sutton's trying to have conversations with the men. Sutton's like, this is easy for me because, I guess because she's been on so many dates, but she's still like she hasn't found anyone. And I don't think you're ever going to find someone, Sutton. You know why? Because you're a miserable person. Okay. That's the thing. If what happened, Sutton, no good's going to come to you being the way that you are. And it's not just because of what you did to Garcelle, but what you did to Avi. You're not a good person. You're a miserable person. And that's why you will be alone. Okay? This is why you will be alone. Sutton is not who we thought Sutton was. Dr. Masani says, well, damn. Mr. Bellabad just said, damn. Miserable. Ain't no good gonna come to you, Sutton. Ain't no good gonna come to you, Sutton. Okay? So Sutton is talking to the men, trying to, she's really put on that Southern drawl. I don't know if you guys noticed. I felt like she really was putting on the Southern drawl. And even Erica's like, Sutton's good at being dainty and sweet and kind and flirty. Sutton's flirty. The only flirty thing that comes from Sutton is that Southern drawl. Other than that, the body language, the facial expressions is not giving fun and flirty. Okay? It's giving awkward. Okay? And even Dorit says, I didn't expect all these women to be so awkward. Sutton, I kind of expected. But Sutton wasn't even as awkward as everyone else. Who did you guys like of the men? The Australian, right? The Australian. Even Bose's assistant, she's like, I like the Australian. So I'm not surprised that the Australian and Dorit are getting along. So it seems like all the women were gravitating towards Australia. I think because he was like the better looking one. What did he do for a living? I can't remember now. I forgot what he did for a living. But I liked his vibe. Apparently he got married randomly just to get married. It was on his bucket list. That makes me kind of look at him like, that's on your bucket list? But okay. I usually like Australians, though. Anytime I meet an Australian while I was traveling, they were always like the most lovely people. So every time I think of Australians, that's what I think of. Every time I've gone on a trip, I randomly meet an Australian, and they're usually lovely, friendly people. It's like meeting a Canadian. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, stereotyping, yes. All right. I thought it was funny when they said that both Dorit, the assistant, said that I figured that they would hit it off, the Dorit and the Australian, because they were like, they both have accents. Dorit should not have an accent, but yes, Dorit has an accent. Okay. Caroline says, is Erica not seeing the Army Special Ops guy anymore? No, she is. She talked about it on Watch What Happens Live last night. She's still seeing him. She said they've been dating for like 6 months. She's very happy about it. They're going to spend the holidays together. Aww. Okay. Oh, he's a life coach. Oh, yeah. Look, we're going to talk about life coaching a little bit, because it is a real job. I just find it interesting. I just need to know, where is he life coaching? Is he like a real life coach, or is he an Instagram life coach, like from Real Housewives of Miami? Look, Mother T says, morning from Australia. See? Alessia says, not the accents. Yeah, that's what the assistant said. Right? I thought that was weird. Mark says, Rachel's reaction to the man who created Comic-Con, laughing out loud, no. I was like, damn. But Rachel's not necessarily looking for a man with money. I don't know what she's looking for exactly, but she's not necessarily looking for a man with money, it seems like. But okay. Pageant Mommy says, life coach does not equal money. Not for everyone. Not for everyone. But I don't know. I just feel like the Australian deception is in the making with that man. I'm not sure. I don't know. Because you can't get enamored just because someone's good looking. That is, especially when you reach a particular age, unless you're just doing a wham bam, thank you ma'am, it can't just be about looks. That helps. That's going to bring you in. But hey, Gemini Rose, watching from Jamaica. But that's why I'm sort of, just ladies, pay attention. Okay? Yeah, Dr. Miss Honey. Hey, Dr. Miss Honey. Are we going to Walmart this weekend? Wait, not Walmart, Home Depot this weekend? And you know what I'm talking about if you were a part of our dating live. Dr. Miss Honey says Rachel likes hipster boys. That was the problem with her ex. But she was with her ex for a long time. Was he not a hipster? He was a hipster, right? Yeah, he was a hipster. Anyway. But everyone thought he was, how you doing, right?
How you doing?
Okay. Did you guys notice when that lawyer guy says, oh, you like Coldplay? All you white girls like Coldplay. I said, not him calling out the white people. I was like, oh, damn. Okay. Let me pull down my show a little chesticles. All right. Pageant Mommy says, exactly. At our age, I have to be attracted to you, but I need to see reports. Emphasis on the S. Reports. Yeah, it can't just be attraction, because that will get you set up. Okay? All right. Let me move on, because I really don't want to spend that much time on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So they go through the whole speed dating of it all. The ladies mix and mingle with all the guys. The guys end up leaving. The ladies sit down to have a conversation. And this is where Kyle opens up to Bose. So Bose is asking her all kinds of questions. Similar questions that Garcelle asked. And Kyle is like this in her confessional. I don't know why Bose is asking me all these questions. Like, she doesn't know any of the answers to this. And I'm thinking to myself, you haven't answered anything. This is why people continue to ask you questions. And everyone's just like, it was a problem when Garcelle was doing, but it's no problem when Bose does it? Apparently not, y'all. And then Kyle then says, why don't you just ask me what you really want to ask me? Bose is so confused. What do I want to ask you? Kyle is so strategic. She's decided this season, now that she's no longer in a relationship with Morgan, now now she's willing to talk about being with women. Fine. So she then says, why don't you ask me what you really want to ask me? And Bose is like, what? What do I want to ask you? Whether or not it could be Brad or Angelina. Well, no, she said this. Hold on. She said, why don't you ask me what you really want to ask me? I could go Brad or Angelina. That has to be the lamest way to come out ever. And it took us, 3 years for her to finally say it. Keita says, yes, very strategic. But it didn't even come across natural. This is why Kyle needs to go. You need to go. Because you really want everyone else to share their life and their stories. But when it comes to you, you share as much as you want to share. And it's very little. Right? Raquel says, I find the cast boring. Because of people like Kyle. She's not being organic. She's now decided, oh, I could go Brad or Angelina. And they're like, oh, could you? And she's like, well, yeah. We found out last week that she was dating Morgan, but they decided no longer to be together. During the after show, how are you guys feeling about Amanda? I like Amanda so far, y'all. She seems real. I like her. She seems also like she has the potential, like, don't F with me energy. I kind of like her. And she also is younger, too. No, and we're not age shaming. I'm just saying some of these people have been on here so long that they become stale.
The clock's running out on December deal drops at Lowe's, but there's still time to wrap up something they'll love. Shop great gifts under $50, like the DeWalt Elite Series 100-piece bit set. Plus, if you order by 2 p.m., you get same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop December deal drops while you can. Lowe's, we help, you save.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is Matt Rogers from Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang.
This is Bowen Yang from Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang.
Hey, Bowen, it's gift season.
Ugh, stressing me out. Why are the people I love so hard to shop for?
Probably because they only make boring gift guides that are totally uninspired. Except for the guide we made.
In partnership with Marshalls, where premium gifts meet incredible value.
It's giving gifts! With categories like best gifts for the mom whose idea of a sensible walking shoe is a stiletto.
Or best gifts for me that were so thoughtful I really shouldn't have.
Check out the guide on Marshalls.com.
And gift the good stuff at Marshalls.
Oh, damn. Dr. Miss Honey says Kyle's coming out was as anticlimactic as Jodie Foster's. Yeah. So Kyle opens up about that. Speaking of pre-produced and strategic, at one particular point in that conversation, as they're all having a conversation, it felt so weird that both were sort of like, oh, what's happening right now? Where Erica says to Dorit, come over here. So she brings Dorit inside to have a conversation. But it felt so forced, like they wanted to have a moment, like a scene. So she brings Dorit inside the house to check up on Dorit, to see what's going on with Dorit, to get an update on the kids and PK. So PK did allow the kids to go to Florida. They're very happy with it, whatever it may be. Sutton decides to join them. And Sutton really wants to be all nice and sweet now. Here's the thing, Sutton, you are such a fraud. For those that thought that your friendship with Garcelle wasn't real, I believe the friendship was real, but you were the fake one. You probably viewed that friendship more as an alliance. Because the minute that you could turn on Garcelle, you did. And now all of a sudden you're so demure and sweet and like, oh my God. Oh, Dorit, I feel for you. Last season you were talking about how your wallet was bigger than hers. You were coming for her every which way. But now all of a sudden I have such compassion for what Dorit's going through. Since when, you lying fraud? Look, fraud. Will the real Sutton stand up? I was like, is she serious right now? Fraud. And the thing is, we can see right through it. Because now all of a sudden she's come in this season, very much like at the reunion, very just like meek and mild. Even though last season she felt so empowered because she had Garcelle there as her muscle. Now she doesn't. And here's the thing, everyone is switched up. I believe production told them we can't go hard on Sutton this season. I'm not saying that you guys can, be hard on her or hold her accountable for some of the things she said, but we all need to lighten up on Sutton. And everyone has. Everyone has, because they were like, no one wants to see everyone jumping on Sutton. Okay? And even Sutton came in the season with a different perspective and just like, a different perspective. She changed up because she was like, I'm going to be out here on my own. I'm going to be out here on my own. We never talked about their taglines. Can we talk about their taglines real quick? I still have so much more to talk about. We're going to be here like 3 hours. I'm playing. Nia says fake phone and fraudulent. Damn. Hold on. Let me just get the taglines. Please hold. When did the taglines? Oh, they came out the 8th and I didn't even talk about them? Lord. Can we talk about the taglines real quick? Kyle's tagline. Please hold. What are these ads? Don't nobody want these ads? Apple. No, I don't want this ad. Stop. All these ads, these websites with these ads. Stop it. There we go. How do I close this? Cancel, close. There we go. All right. Kyle's tagline for season 15. In this town, stars come and go, but diamonds last forever. Let me know how you would rate these taglines. Mr. Melody said, wait, they have taglines? Yes. Kyle says, in this town, stars come and go, but diamonds last forever. I got to let go of how I feel about Kyle in order not to judge these taglines. But she always does this about this town in Beverly Hills. In this town, stars come and go, but diamonds last forever. It's actually a nice tagline if it wasn't Kyle and we weren't tired of Kyle. It's not a bad title. I'm going to give it a 7. How would you guys rate it? Damn, y'all got boo tomatoes, Bree said. I'm trying to be fair. Y'all like, I hate her. Not -2, Nia. William Keith says, boo tomatoes. Rachel's though, I die for fashion, but now I'm living for me. I like that. And I have to say, in this episode, I was like, okay, I'm feeling Rachel. I'm feeling Rachel's energy so far. She says, I die for fashion, but now I'm living for me. I don't mind that one. I'm going to give that a 9. I actually like that one. I think that was a good one. Bozema. Bozema's tagline, I turn ambition into an art form, and I am the masterpiece. Let me read this again. I turn ambition into an art form, and I am the masterpiece. I don't hate it, but I have to think about it a little bit deeper. I turn ambition into an art form, and I am the masterpiece. I'm really trying to be fair, guys, because I got to put aside feelings about how they feel during the season. I turn ambition into. I've had to read it this many times. It can't be that good. Theo, yes, a 9. That's my that's what I'm rating. My rating. What's your rating? Alessia says the tagline is good. I just don't like bows. You know what it is too. The tagline, when we rate the taglines, we also associate the character of the person because there are taglines that people do not live up to. And that might be it with Bozema. It's okay. I'm gonna give it a 7. Give it a 7. Sutton. This is why I thought to talk about the taglines. I might live on a main road, but I definitely bring main character energy.
Lies! The lie!
This is what we're talking about. Like, no, you do not bring main character energy. You never have. But this is why people always wonder, like, why is Sutton doing this show? She has money. She gets the alimony from her ex. She really wants the attention. She wants the attention that her mother never gave her. She wants the attention that people in high school never gave her. I might live on a main road, but I definitely bring main character energy. You don't. A 3. A 3. Sutton Brown. That's her storyline this season, y'all. It's that she got an annulment and she's reclaiming her maiden name. I do declare. Amanda Francis' tagline. I didn't marry into money. I manifested it. I like it because when you watch this week's episode, you kind of get to know her whole premise and what she does for a living. It's nothing special about this tagline, but I think this is solid, especially for when you get to know a little bit more about her story. She says, I didn't marry. Wait, I didn't marry into money. I manifested it. I like her so far, y'all. I like her. How would I rate it, though? 8? 8.5? Yeah, 8. Erica. Survival isn't my story. It's my superpower. I kind of like that one, y'all. I kind of like that one. Survival isn't my story. It's my superpower. I like that one. I do like that one. Because it really is her superpower. Like, for me, that really, really is true. Because the fact that she's been able to not be under the jail, despite all of that's been around her, I'm at work says, I give that a 9. That was cute. I'm going to give it a 9, too. Ooh, Rachel says, I love Amanda Francis. I have one of her audiobooks. Okay. So Erica, you guys let me know how you'd rate it. Dorit, last but not least. Dorit says, I'm unfiltered, unbothered, and finally unburdened. I'm unfiltered, unbothered, and finally unburdened. It's not bad. It's not bad. And not it's our super scam. Badger mommy. Right? Dom says Bose is threatened by Amanda. I feel like something happened during the season that we're missing, or maybe something didn't happen. I don't know. Maybe she just she feels like she needs to haze the new girl. I don't know. We will get to that in a second. I'm unfiltered, unbothered, and finally unburdened. That's Dorit's tagline. Dr. Miss Honey says, it's okay. I'm going to give it a 7, though. It's okay. It's not my favorite. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Yeah. All right, so that's the taglines for season 15. Let me get back to this so we can move on and get to other good stuff, juicy stuff. All right, so they had that matchmaking thing. Bose, Sutton and Erica and Dorit have that conversation, and Sutton's acting all brand new. And Dorit's falling for it, maybe. It's like, it's really nice to get this sort of empathy from Sutton because she hasn't been so empathetic before. I have to figure out her accent. I don't know, because it's a mixture of many accents. All right, so they had the speed dating event. Then we get Amanda's story. So we find out how Amanda met her husband, well, soon-to-be husband. This is her fiance. And she met him at 36 years old. They've been together about 5 years. He came with very young children. Okay? But when she met him, she says, my ring finger is not expired, but these eggs are. So they ended up having 2 babies before getting married. And, they haven't even gotten married yet. All right. So she says that she created this life for herself. She came from very humble beginnings. So when she's walking around town, where the ladies from Clueless were walking, she's like, I manifested the life that I have right now. Okay. All right. So Eddie, her fiance is in construction. As I said before, they've been together about 5 years. It was a cute scene. I was like, okay, this scene got me a little interested in what's going on with her. I'm like, okay. Allie says, I'm side-eyeing Amanda. I always think people selling courses are scamming. Which, that's not always true, though. I know, I understand why you would think that, but that's not always true. I'm going to be open until the information changes, okay? Based on what we've seen of her on the show, I'm going to... Who said that? Flip Virgo? Flip Virgo says, not the victims are her superpower. In regards to Erica's tagline. Hey, D the Stallion. All right. So that was a cute scene. We got to introduce to Amanda what she does for a living, how she met her soon-to-be husband, okay? Then we get this next scene with Rachel and Sutton. So Sutton goes over Rachel's house. Sutton talks about her ex asking for annulment. And I was like, okay, we're on episode 3, and we're still talking about this annulment. So this season, that is her storyline. And at first I was like, that's kind of corny. And it goes back to what people have said about Sutton. She comes up with all these little storylines. But I was like, you know what? It actually is not a bad storyline when you think about it. When she actually gives some depth to it. She says, her ex asked for this annulment, and part of her is sort of like, maybe I need to reclaim my maiden name back, which is Brown. Her name is Sutton Thurman Brown. Reba set her up for failure, okay? Really just set her up for failure, okay? But she's not, look, she hasn't failed. She's doing quite well in her divorce. But she says that she's considering going back to her maiden name, Brown. She says she always felt like she could get her ex back if she wanted to. Didn't he divorce you? Or did I get that mixed up? I don't think any of us ever got the vibe that if you wanted your ex back, that you could get him back. And apparently the reason why he's asking for the annulment is so that he can get married in the church again. Jesse says, I do declare. Sutton says, I always thought that I could, if I ever wanted my ex back, Christian, I could get him back. And she said, every once in a while when, we're having a conversation, I think to myself, I would take you back. And he's thinking to himself, I can't stand this woman. I don't know what I ever saw in her. Trini said he left. I'm just like, but okay, fine, Sutton. She always thought that she could get him back. Okay, fine. So her storyline this season is this annulment. Don't be surprised this season that there's going to be some sort of party celebrating her taking back her name. Sutton Strack now will be Sutton Thurman Brown. Fine. Take it back, girl. Take it back. I'm at work says if Delulu was a person. Foxy says, OMG, she is Delulu. She is. She is a little Delulu. Okay? But one thing it did make sense to me when she said that when she has grandchildren, now that she's, Christian remarries, they will be the Stracks. And then she'll just be Grandma Brown with the cats and the dogs and things like that. Well, Sutton, even if you keep your name Strack, you still going to be the lady that's single with the dogs and all the cats. So if you keep Strack, you don't keep Strack. You still going to be that lady. You set this up yourself. Okay? Damn, Dita Stallion says Bogart doesn't want her back. Not Bogart. Not Bogart. That's the best. Okay, let's move on. Okay. Kyle and Alexia go flower shopping, because Alexia is getting married this season. And honestly, Kyle should really have the most impactful storyline because she's going through a divorce. She has all these daughters that are having all these different life. Like, she should be able to have her own show, but she can't because she can't be really authentic. She can't be. And she would love to say, like, oh, I've shared so much over the years. My sister's addiction, my sister's this, my sister's house. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. So she talks about how Alexia is so different than her other daughters and how she's a little bit more bohemian, et cetera, et cetera. But then she says she gets emotional. And this is where I feel like it's real. She's like, she doesn't want Alexia or her fiance to hurt each other. She says that she hopes that Alexia's fiance will be able to look at Alexia the way that he looks at her today. Always. Here's why I think the audience doesn't have empathy for Kyle. We never got to the bottom of why the hell you decided to leave your marriage. I'm not saying that you can't leave your marriage. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have left your marriage. But what I don't understand is what prompted it. You only told us he did something to break your trust. You're on a reality show. We're going to need a little bit more than he did something to break your trust. Now he can break your trust in front of everybody? This is why people have no empathy for Kyle, because we feel like we've lost the plot. We've lost the plot. We don't know what prompted this separation, that they're still, when asked about, so when are you guys going to get a divorce? She's like, well, you know, we haven't thought about that. We haven't talked about that. What? 3 years later, you guys have, and you're full on, you're in a lesbian relationship. He's with everybody around town. I don't understand. Dom says she's protecting Mo. Okay, that's fine. Get the divorce. Get the divorce. Because we're tired of talking about the same thing. We're still talking about your separation 3 years later. Jan says Kyle takes 3 business years just to talk about what actually happened. Exactly. Literally 3 business years, 3 seasons. Oh, Chella says that Bose is jealous of Amanda because she's trying to be the manifest money queen herself. That's how she introduced herself last season. Hi, y'all. Long-time watcher, first-time commenting. Oh, hey, you. Welcome. I appreciate you being here. Dee Dee says that Mo was outside with the outside chicks. Divorce him then. Or just say he broke your trust in regards to, cheating on you. Why are you protecting him? Because it's only harmed your image. If anything, we're all riding with Mo. Like, yes, Mo, divorce her. Have a good old time. Because you haven't told the full story. But here's the thing. Based off of how this all played out, it looks like you stepped out of the marriage before he did. With your lesbian lover. Because how long have you been friends with Morgan before you separated from Mauricio? And no, for those that will be in the comment section, Kempire, did you forget that she lost her best friend? No, I didn't forget that element. But she also said that Mo did something to break her trust. What was it? Keith says, but he's been cheating. Well, that's been the word on the street for many years. But they've denied it for many years. Remember? They've denied it for many years, even though the streets have been saying for a long time. The streets have been saying for a long time. Hey, Miss Bernice. Miss Bernice, thank you for being a member. Miss Bernice says, at this point, we don't care. But there's still no storyline 3 years later. Yeah, and this is why I feel like the audience doesn't have sympathy for Kyle. People have more sympathy for Mauricio. And it's not because, they think Mauricio's cute. It's because it seems as if Mauricio was the one that was getting cheated on. And she didn't clearly state, no, he cheated on me. But okay, fine. Anyway, let's move on to this last scene. Because that's all I have. That's all I have for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's how quick. I will say this because I pay attention to little details. Because, I've been recapping Beverly Hills for the last few years. I noticed last season, Beverly Hills always had longer episodes than any of the Real Housewives episodes. Like, their episodes would be like, unless it was like a super sized episode, their episodes would be like 43, 44 minutes. This season, their episodes are as long as everyone else's, like 42 minutes. And I was like, that's interesting. The lackluster season that everyone has been saying, it's only episode 3. The lackluster season is now catching up. It's catching up to them in regards to how long the episodes are. Even their most recent after show was only 17 minutes. Oh. Do you guys not have enough content? All right, so we have this final scene. Dorit, Amanda, and Bose meet up. What the? Look, and I never comment on Bose's wigs. Y'all always talk about her bundles of hair. But look, I got to do a Tamar. I can't even do it. I can't even snap my tongue like that. Okay, anyway. How'd they do that? What in the hell was on her head? What was that? I was like, she came out the house with those bundles on top of her head like that? Even I had to say something this week. I was like, Bose, what is on your head, girl? On your head. Miss Z says, come on now. Mauricio been in these streets. Morgan was a cheat back that turned serious. Well, she has denied, Kyle herself has denied that he's ever cheated and that all those rumors that were in the streets were not true. So again, this was her. And Trauma Queen says, too much, Bose, too much. Rita says, they look heavy. Pageant Mommy says, Bose gives rolling around in flour and vinegar behind her ears. Huh? What that mean? Look, what that mean? Guys, we have almost 2,000 of you here today. Hey, y'all. Can we get to 1,000 likes? Keep liking the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. We're talking about a bunch of different hot topics, a mix of reality television and pop culture. We'll be getting to some hot topics in just a second. Before I wrap up our Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, I will be adding timestamps after the live, after I meditate. Okay, I got to prioritize my meditation and relaxing after. Then I will add the timestamps. Fine. Don't forget TheKempire After Dark, the final show. Yep. Look, one night only here in New York City on Friday, March 13th at the Green Room 42. There are meet and greet tickets available. When you go to the buy the ticket page, you'll see seating areas, but then you'll see an option for show plus meet and greet. So you'll have to buy the meet and greet there, okay? There's also an option for the live stream. So no matter where you are in the world, this is your opportunity to attend the show virtually, but you'll be able to watch the show for like a week, okay? So even if you're coming, I always say that's always a nice little thing to get, just in case, like when you're in the moment, sometimes you miss things, if you're late, that kind of thing. But you have to buy your tickets beforehand, the live stream tickets, all right? So ticket information will be available in the description. Don't forget, guys, you can hear our live recaps and special episodes, exclusive episodes on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star review, okay? Thank you so much, RV. RV just said, I just made 599 likes. Thank you so much. Now we're at 600 and something likes. Thank you. Nia, thank you so much for the super chat. Nia says, Kempire, careful now. Jennifer Tilly might call in again. Stop. Flo, thank you so much for the super chat. Flo says, Bose and her Targaryen wigs. Come on now, you know what I got to pull out? Just because you said that, not even the Targaryen wigs look better. Even the Targaryen wigs look better. But you're right, it really does kind of give that. If they were blonde, I think we would have seen it a lot earlier. Okay. For those asking what kind of meditation I do, transcendental meditation. I've been doing it since 2017. Twice a day. All right. Twice a day, 20-something minutes a day. Well, no, 20-something minutes per meditation, so 40-something minutes a day. Yeah, so I'll be meditating after this, okay? Someone said, not the Targaryen wigs. That's what it looked like, right? All right. So we have this final scene. What stood out to me, and that's why I said I feel like something may have happened between Amanda and Bose, because we literally see when Amanda arrives, Bose doesn't even hug her, and she doesn't hug Bose. So I feel like, but again, remember, I had a very weird reaction to Bose's comments about her referring to her stepchildren as her own children. I thought that was what Bose said was weird, because I was like, it's not like she said that she's their mom. She just says, like, we have 4 children together. She was being inclusive. And a lot of you apparently agreed with me. You all agreed with me. So, and look, I can see some people's perspective, but I don't think what Amanda said in that moment garnered that sort of reaction from Bose. So I'm wondering if that was part of the reason why they didn't hug each other when she came in. I don't know. Because when Dorit came in, they hugged each other. But okay. So Amanda talks a little bit about her background to Bose, and she reveals to, and this is why it's important to pay attention to the details, because Amanda literally tells Bose that she's a life coach, she was a therapist, she has her master's in therapy, and that she's not a financial planner. She literally says, "I'm not a financial planner." So I feel like when Dorit starts opening about the finances and her not knowing. When she got with PK, apparently PK had just filed for bankruptcy. So, which is kind of weird. And they talk about this in the after show. It's kind of weird that Dorit would turn a blind eye to the finances if you got into a marriage with this man and he had filed for bankruptcy. You know what I mean? So I thought that was interesting. And apparently they had no prenup because when they got married, he didn't have anything. So anything that he made during the marriage technically is up for the taking in their divorce. So Dorit really, I feel like Dorit is acting like she doesn't know about the money, and she's saying it on the show, sort of like as a timestamp. She's like, I don't know really a lot about the finances, but everything is also in my name. I felt like she was saying the house was in her name. Like, that's it. Meaning like her name is the only name on the house. I don't trust Dorit or PK. I feel like they are like Bonnie and Clyde. I feel like they are like Wendy and Eddie Osefo. I'm not saying about the criminality of it all, but I'm just saying. I feel like she knows a lot more than she's letting on, but she wants to play stupid and the doting wife. We've already seen with Dorit, she's not stupid. But she wants to act as if she doesn't know a lot and she found out with everyone else about the pre-foreclosure. But her name is on the house. But if your name is on the house, wouldn't you have gotten, well, okay, maybe if it goes to your financial advisor, but okay. I don't know if I really believe that Dorit is playing stupid. I really do. I don't think she didn't know and that she found out with the rest of us. And this divorce might be just very convenient timing for whatever financially is going on. We already know with PK, his financial history is a little shaky and a little suspect. Just saying. So, Gene says, didn't PK make lots of money with Boy George? I don't know about making lots of money with Boy George. But I believe he still manages Boy George. But okay. Okay. Exactly. BY says that Amanda's fiance's children are very young. They deserve love and inclusion from Amanda. And they call her Smama. Mama, they call her. Okay. I will be adding timestamps eventually. Okay. No promises that it'll be right after the live, unless someone's keeping timestamps now. Okay. All right. Moving on from this. So Bose posed a question to Amanda. What financial advice would you give Dorit in this situation? So I did not expect anything less than what Amanda gave us based off of what she told us in the same conversation of her being a financial coach. A financial coach is not going to give you what a forensic accountant, what Dorit needs in this moment, or a lawyer. I did not expect Amanda to give her any sort of real strategic advice on camera at this particular moment. She probably does have some more strategic advice, but I'm also the type of person that understands your relationship with money. Yes, there are certain things that are actionable that you need to do, but you also need to heal your relationship with money. That's why so many people still have issues with money. So I completely get where Amanda's, don't have me defending Amanda, and I barely know the lady. Look, not the lady. But I didn't expect, Amanda's helping you with your relationship with money. She's not there to give you financial advice. I'm sure if you go to her Instagram right now, it's going to say that this is not financial advice legally. And she probably also protects herself like, I'm going to give you surface because you're going to have to pay me, because there's that other element too. If you want real financial advice, you're going to have to pay me for it. Look, and Pageant Mommy just said it, and not for free. And not for free. But I did not expect Amanda to give Dorit actual forensic accounting advice or legal advice in this moment. But I knew as soon as Bose asked her that question, like, you're setting her up so that you in this confessional could be like, what was this foo-foo, woo-woo language that she was using? She was giving you the advice that she gives to a lot of other people in her field. Because I agree with Amanda. You can give everyone all the great strategic, buy this, do this, talk to your lawyer, do that. But if you do not change your relationship with money, you're bound to make the same mistake again. And she literally told you her job is a financial coach. Her job is not to give she's not a financial advisor. She literally said, she said in this conversation, I'm not a financial planner. Unless Bose was not listening to her, very possible. And I agree. Jan says Bose put her on the spot on purpose so that she could later say, like, what kind of flowery foo-foo-ness is this? Girl, what kind of flowery foo-foo-ness is on top of your head? I don't understand the energy that Bose has for Amanda, but it's standing out to me. Exactly. Dr. Miss Honey says, I actually liked Amanda's advice. First step, change your attitude about your finances, which is the problem with Dorit. Because she's all up in la 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 land. She doesn't know what's going on with the finances. Well, she's like, first of all, you got to change your relationship with your finances. Exactly. Dee Dee said, that's why many lottery winners are broke. You can win billions of dollars, but if you have a lack of money consciousness, you're bound to be broke again. But that's me. That's me. Guys, we're almost at 800 likes. Keep liking the video. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but we are going to move on from that. We're going to move on from that. Thank you, D the Stallion, for the super chat. We appreciate your support. Guys, again, you can support just by liking today's video. Hold on, yeah. I was going to make sure I pulled some stuff up. There we go. D the Stallion, thank you so much for super. He says, Bose ain't it. Sorry. I'm seeing more and more people say it. I'm seeing a lot more people say it. Sorry, Bose. And I really wanted to come in to see. I was like, you know what? It's a new season, new slate. I just feel like the hate for Amanda, it's weird. It's weird. Like, I'm not saying I love Amanda, but what's the hate about? This is true. Miss Mona says, people are weird, and if you tell them too much, you can wind up in court for casual conversation for poor financial advice. Hence why you have to say this is not financial advice when you do posts about finances. Anytime we have lawyers call, I'm like, this is not legal advice. We're just talking for entertainment purposes. Do not take this as legal advice. The same with financial advice. All right. Fab says, I'm wondering, Bose is like, why is Amanda coming for my spot since she has the energy for her? I don't know why she would think that Amanda's coming for her spot, because I don't get that from Amanda at all. I feel like Amanda's just really coming in and having a good time so far. All right. Hold on, y'all. Let me just see. All right. Okay. Bum, 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 bum. I'm just doing this. There we go. All right. Let's move on. Can we move on? Can we move on? Yeah, let's move on. Because I have so much more that I want to talk about. It's already after 5 p.m. It's already 5 p.m. here in New York City. It's already dark outside. Woo, woo, woo. Woo, woo, woo. It's all right. Oh, hold on. I forgot to pin this as well. Hold on, y'all. Did I not pin this? I didn't. It's all right. Don't forget, guys, more information on the Kempire After Dark live experience is available in the description. We're coming back to New York City on Friday, March 13th at the Green Room 42. Tiger says those wigs are blocking her crown chakra. I wouldn't trust her. Y'all are a mess. Y'all are a mess. All right, let's move on. Let's move on to other stories that I want to talk about. All right, let's talk about Nene. We're going to get into Nene. Let me see the time marker for this. Okay. Let's talk about Nene, because it was just last week that I told you guys that Nene Leakes was in conversation with the network to return in some capacity. And we went through all of this. We went through the fact that it was going to be Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, but the new iteration, which would be Real Housewives Road Trip. So there's been a lot of, first of all, it was Pop Tings that we highlighted last week. The Mary Cosby fan on X, we also highlighted in one of the short form videos that we did in regards to this story. So more details. Apparently, Vicky Gumelson spoke about it this week as well. She actually gave the timeline. I don't know if she should be talking this much. So basically, she says that they're going to be shooting this Ultimate Girls Trip at the end of next month. Okay? And she says after that's when she'll start filming Real Housewives of Orange County in February. So she confirmed that she's supposed to be a part of it. Apparently, Teresa's supposed to be a part of it. I've heard some other names. I can't say anything yet, but I've heard some other names. Also, I've heard that Monique Samuels is going to be in some capacity. She's not going to be like one of the main people because apparently it's supposed to be just OGs. But they're supposedly going to be like guests that are a part of the road trip. So stay tuned for that. Well, all of a sudden, this week, everybody's reporting Page 6 is confirming that Nene's is, quote, in talks. And I found it to be interesting, Page 6, that the first line is, the door is open. Go check my thumbnail from last week. Go check my thumbnail from last week. All right. Anyway, they said the door is open. The Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Nene Leakes is negotiating a return to Bravo, Page 6 can confirm. We're told Leakes, 58, is, quote, in talks with the network about appearing in the Real Housewives Ultimate Road Trip, which is set to film January of 2026. Andy Cohen announced the new installment of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip series last month during BravoCon 2025, and earlier this week, Real Housewives of Orange County star Vicky Gumelson claimed that she'll be a part of the cast. Anything new so far, y'all, that I didn't tell y'all last week? Cameras will follow beloved housewives from various cities and years as they make their way across the country, stopping at some of the most memorable locations in Bravo history. Are they going to stop in the Berkshires? Just asking. We're told Leakes may be among its stars. Notably, Cohen also revealed that at the fan convention that he and Leakes actually texted a few months ago. Were y'all just watching our recap last week and pieced this together? It just feels that way. And I know we weren't the only one talking about this. And as I said to you before, I cited my sources in regards to where we've heard this information. But this feels like Page 6 felt like it was a slow news day and they gathered this story together and everybody ran and talked about it. I've cited my sources, but it feels like they gathered all the information from the internet and put this article together. So her return to the network would be significant. As fans remember, Leakes quit RHOA despite her OG status in September of 2020. I've been in extremely, extremely long, exhausting, tiring, emotional negotiations, she announced at the time, explaining that there's been a lot of emotion flying from both sides. Okay. She ultimately made the very hard and very difficult decision to exit the show ahead of season 13. In April of 2022, she filed a bombshell lawsuit against Bravo, NBC Universal production companies True Entertainment and Truly Original, executives from the companies, and Cohen. She accused them of fostering a corporate and workplace culture in which racially insensitive and inappropriate behavior is tolerated, if not encouraged. Leakes alleged that her complaints of racism led in part for her being forced out of the house she built. After 4 months of negotiating between the parties, the Leakes filed to dismiss the case without prejudice, giving her the ability to reopen it at a later time. Reps for Leakes and Bravo did not immediately respond to Page 6's request for comment. So, a word on the street, there ain't no word on the street in regards to Nene returning. As I've reported to you guys, I dropped this tea in London at my London live show a year ago that Nene was going to be on Traitors. She confirmed that and she pulled out because her son was sick. So she is supposedly... Look, I gotta be careful what I say. Okay? Sharon says you should have trademarked the door. No, I'm not going to trademark because I feel like other people would have said that too. But it's just interesting that the thumbnail that I posted was like, the door is open. So, yeah, Chris says, wait a second. So the word on the street, there is no word on the street. I don't know who's putting this information out there in regards to Nene being in conversation. Yes, Real Housewives road trip is actually happening. But from what I've heard, nothing really has moved when it comes to Nene being on the show. From what I've heard about other people that have been confirmed or are in talks. But I heard nothing really has moved yet in regards to that. And based off of this Page 6 article, sorry, Page 6, y'all said a bunch of nothing. Y'all said basically what the streets have been saying since last week. And with a couple of new things that Vicki Gunvalson confirmed. I'm not saying it's impossible. I will get back to you. If you're a Club Kempire member, I will let you guys know first, because I have some sources working on some more information. But what I was told, ain't no contract been seen. Ain't nothing been signed. Look, and I know people have just said that, she's being considered, blah, blah. Club Kempire members, I'll let y'all know what I heard specifically. Become a Club Kempire member. I'm going to let y'all know what I heard specifically. I dropped tea a couple of weeks ago on a podcast episode. Y'all missing out on the Club Kempire Apple podcast. Go subscribe today. It's cheap. Okay? So you Nene fans, do not get too excited because no contract has been signed, which no one has said that there was. Apparently, they were saying there were talks. Apparently, I don't know who they talking to. I don't know who they're talking to. Is it Nene Leakes they're talking to? Is it Nene Leakes? Okay. But I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it does feel like all this news that's been coming out since last week is premature. But they got to figure it out, because if they're starting to film next year, literally next month, and other people have received contracts, I will say that I can confirm other people have received contracts. Other people have received contracts. I've already heard Giselle, but you probably already heard that because I did a TikTok talking about it. Shout out to our friends over on X, Mary Cosby fan, because they were one of the first people to post about it, and they were one of the first people to say Vicki Gunvalson, Teresa Giudice, Giselle. It was a neighborhood talk who said that Monique Samuels was being considered. Not as an OG. I think she's going to be like a guest. It's not Sheree Leakes. Tamala. So that's the update. That's the tea I have to spill when it comes to Nene. I don't think you guys should get your hopes up too quickly. Because based on what I've heard, it feels like, who's throwing this out there? Who's throwing this information? And I'm not saying that Nene's throwing this stuff out there. Because based on what I've heard and how I've heard it, I'm like, so who benefits from this? Or maybe the network threw it out there to see what people would think and how they would feel. The people want Nene back on their TV screens. So pay her what you need to pay her, because I'd much rather see Nene than to see Vicki Gunvalson on that and on OC. Or Teresa on that and on Real Housewives New Jersey. Because that's the speculation too, that New Jersey is going to start filming next year. So, someone said not Cookie. Oh my goodness, y'all. Hold on, wait a damn minute. Why is Cookie... Okay, we have a lot to talk about. I'll move on from Nene. I just want to let you guys know. I have to tell y'all something that I saw today about Cookie from Real Housewives of Potomac, because that'll be a perfect segue for us to get into... Wendy Osefo. I will be live tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 p.m. PST with Taria Faison to talk more in depth on Instagram, at TheKempire on Instagram. I will be talking with Taria. She was inside the courtroom today. She's going to give us all the deets, okay? That will be live on my Instagram tonight, okay? But let me tell you about a story real quick, okay? Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk. I can't stand y'all. This headline. Let me show y'all the headline, the Neighborhood Talk. I'm going to be here for like 3 hours, and I said I need to get off here by 6 o'clock, y'all.
The clock's running out on December deal drops at Lowe's, but there's still time to wrap up something they'll love. Shop great gifts under $50, like the DeWalt Elite Series 100-piece bit set. Plus, if you order by 2 p.m., you get same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop December deal drops while you can. Lowe's, we help, you save.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
I've got Dan Morgan here on the pod. Say hi, Dan.
Hey, how's it going today?
It's going good, man. Tell us who you are and what you do.
I'm Dan Morgan. I'm an attorney and a managing partner at Morgan & Morgan, which is America's largest injury law firm.
That's pretty awesome. I think I saw a billboard of yours recently that said 20 billion won. 20 billion is an insane number.
Yeah, 20 billion recovered. It's actually, I think, somewhere north, probably closer to 22, 23 after this year. And each year we get bigger and badder and our army grows. So the number will hopefully keep getting bigger and bigger as time goes on.
Awesome. So how does someone get in contact with Morgan & Morgan? What would I do if I got into an accident?
Probably the easiest way is dialing pound law. That's pound 529 from your cell phone. We are always open. Our call center is always waiting to take your call. 24/7, 365.
Wow. Dan Morgan from Morgan & Morgan, America's largest injury law firm. Thanks for coming by the show.
Thanks for having me.
Visit forthepeople.com for an office near you.
This is Matt Rogers from Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang.
This is Bowen Yang from Las Culturistas with Matt Rogers and Bowen Yang.
Hey, Bowen, it's gift season.
Ugh, stressing me out. Why are the people I love so hard to shop for?
Probably because they only make boring gift guides that are totally uninspired. Except for the guide we made.
In partnership with Marshalls, where premium gifts meet incredible value.
It's giving gifts! With categories like best gifts for the mom whose idea of a sensible walking shoe is a stiletto.
Or best gifts for me that were so thoughtful I really shouldn't have.
Check out the guide on Marshalls.com.
And gift the good stuff at Marshalls.
Let me show y'all what the neighborhood took. Y'all ain't ish for this headline, right? This tickles me so much. Why did they do this, y'all? Hold on. Let me move this over. Guys, keep liking the video. I'm bringing you the tea today. We moved on from Beverly Hills. I will do the timestamps this evening, okay? It's this is what they... They said in their title, alleged RHOP menace... Alleged RHOP menace Cookie is accused of blackballing DC's backyard band from performing in a Netflix special. What? So, and then they highlight what Jamie Tyler, remember from Love and Marriage DC? They highlight what he said about Cookie. He said, say her name, G, say her snake ass name. We all know who she is, and enough is the F enough. So here's the thing. They said, looks like that Cookie lady isn't just bothering the Housewives of Potomac, allegedly. She's now being accused of blackballing Backyard Band, one of the most popular go-go bands in the DMV, from performing in a Netflix special. How'd she do that? Let me play the audio. Hold on. Hold on. Let me play this.
Hey, good day, my people. Sadly to inform you, family fans, that we will not be performing at the Northwest Stadium on Christmas Day at the Plaza. A third party has got us kicked off. This don't have nothing to do with Backyard or the Commanders.
A third party.
Man. 2026, things have to change, man. My band canceled travel plans for the holidays, canceled clients. Out-of-town people bought tickets for our super tailgate before we perform at the Plaza. Lobster tails, the list goes on. We put in we didn't pay for warm sweatsuits, hats, everything. To get kicked off is heart-wrenching to my stomach. A family grew up on this team as little kids, and we kicked off the show. Power tripping is bad, man. Real bad. Put them egos aside, man. I ain't did nothing but always push for my city. Anybody call me, I'm always there. But to get kicked off when we done did all this stuff, People that bought tickets from out of town, hotels and everything. And it was a Netflix special. Is that why you kicked us off? Is you ain't want us to get that bump? Oh, but guess what? I ain't even mad at you. I'ma just smile. I wish you well. I wish you power in all your endeavors. 2026. Yeah, that part. They gonna get hip to you. It's all right. Thank you, though. Thank you. I appreciate you for doing this to me. It just made me stronger. But we won't be performing at Northwest Stadium on Christmas Day. That was my Super Bowl, baby. And you just ruined it. Oh. Thank you, though. Appreciate you. Hey, good day.
So you see, if you look at the comment section, Jamie chimes in. He's like, say her name, G. Say her snake-ass name. We all know who she is, and enough is the F enough. Then someone else, Big Cars for Sale says, Cookie, what is going on? Why the Backyard Band cannot play at the Northeast Stadium? That's crazy. All the other bands can play up there. I think all the go-go bands should stick together and boycott that place. They only let the go-go bands play up there just so that they can sell some game tickets and fill the seats. Then he adds Cookie, Sweet Cookie 100. Another person says, Cookie, horrible. People know Cookie in those DMV streets. Just a second. So you guys mentioned Cookie, so I wanted to mention that. Okay, randomly. All right. Congratulations to our winners, Keith and Elise, for celebrating the holidays here on the channel. Congratulations to both of you. All right, let's move on because I gotta go. I got other things to get into today. Okay, congratulations to the winner. All right, Mr. Melon Magic, thank you so much for the super chat. Mr. Melon says, if Karen is there, I wonder if she drives the bus. You know what? That was really uncalled for. Okay, that was really uncalled for. Did I hear if Karen was going to be a part? I'll find out. I'll let you guys know. At least do me a favor. Email us again at KempireDaily@gmail.com for your gift certificate. Okay? All right. I'll see you guys after. Okay? Look, you never know. We still have how many more lives to go later on today? Well, not later on today. Later on till Christmas Day. So stay tuned. Stay tuned, y'all. All right. Let's move on. Let's talk about Wendy Osefo. Shout out to our friend Taria Faison from the What Else Is from the What Else Is Going On podcast. She was in the building in Carroll County today for Wendy and Eddie Osefo's motion hearing. Okay, so we have a few updates. Let me just read to you what the Baltimore Banner was reporting in regards to this. So the Baltimore Banner wrote this earlier today. They said Wendy and Eddie Osefo of the Real Housewives of Potomac fame actually have very little money. A prosecutor told a Carroll County Circuit Court judge at the contentious hearing Friday about the state's request to access the couple's personal and business financial records. So that's where they're at. Today was a motion hearing. Their trial apparently starts in April. Okay, and our friend Taria Faison is going to be reporting live from the scene. We're going to talk to Taria tonight, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Instagram. Okay. But this is what the Baltimore Banner wrote. They said that the Osefos, who are accused of lying about a burglary at their Finksburg home last year, were in the Westminster courtroom in an effort to quash subpoenas for 8 years' worth of their records, which their lawyers said were private and confidential. Let me show you. Oh, she sent me video footage. I want to show you guys video footage too. Please hold. Let me just give y'all everything. Okay, let me give y'all everything. Oh my goodness, I feel like I have so much to talk to you guys about today. Please and hold. Please and hold. So much to talk about. All right. Did it go? Oh, here it is. Let me just send this to myself. All right. Because we have so many different photos and things like that. This was a photo that Taria got from the courthouse today. Hold on, y'all. Let me just bring this over here. All right. Keep liking the video, guys, if you haven't already. Let me just show you this photo of Eddie Look at Eddie and Wendy. So Eddie and Wendy were being interviewed by ABC News. I'm sure and ABC News was speaking to their lawyers. They didn't speak, but Wendy's body language was really interesting. Her body language was really interesting. Wendy, she looks good. Hair, makeup. Eddie's got a fresh cut. They look good, right? Uh-huh. Let me show you. This was from earlier. So this is video footage. Shout out to Taria, who sent this to me. Outside the courtroom. Look at Wendy's face. Smiling. Here's the interesting part about this. Let me pause the video. Taria, when she first went to see this whole situation play out, the first time, the hearing like a couple of weeks ago, she said that Wendy was sort of like looking around the courtroom, just kind of, I think, it was almost giving the energy of like, who's here, is there press here kind of thing. So even her reaction to the press here makes me kind of look at Wendy like,
acknowledge that some of the records they're seeking could be records that exculpate the Osefos. So obviously this case is a matter of...
So her attorneys are speaking to ABC News. Look at her, like she's got a grin on her face. She's not looking at the reporter. I think she's looking at the people behind the reporter. Like Taria. I don't know. Look, this is really securing Wendy's spot for the next couple of seasons. And I definitely believe Wendy is more interested in being a reality star than an actual, like a business or a brand. That's the energy I get from her. Pageant Mommy says she's drunk. Yes, she's drunk with fame. Like what executive producer Lorraine said about Monique Samuels. Remember, she said that in the book. Okay. I agree. Jamie says, I'm so mad Wendy and that man are even in this mess. Why, Wendy? Damn. I mean, look, they are saying that these are allegations. That is some of the things. Let me just read to you what Taria's going to talk about this more tonight when we go live on Instagram at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. But let me finish what the Baltimore Band has said. So as you know, the Osefos are accused of lying about a burglary at their home last year. They were in the Westminster courtroom in an effort to quash subpoenas for 8 years' worth of records, which their lawyers said were private and confidential. So they're trying to stop the prosecution from getting these bank records, okay? The prosecutor, Melissa Hoxton-Smith, argued that the state needs the records, most of which they've already received from the Osefos banks. Based off of what Taria told me, it looks like the judge is going to approve that. The public has an interest in these crimes and to make sure justice is done in this case, she said. Judge Richard R. Titus declined to make a decision while in court, but said that he would rule on the matter Friday afternoon. He said that he was inclined to agree with the state, however. So I'm sure by this evening, he probably has made a decision because we're now at 5:40 Eastern PM here on the East Coast. Osefo and her husband were charged in October with 7 counts of insurance fraud, 8 counts of conspiracy insurance fraud, and 1 count of making false statements to a police officer after being indicted by a Carroll County grand jury. They are set to face trial April of 2026. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I mean, they looked good in court today, though, right? The Osefos looked real good in court. So today was just a motion hearing whether or not the prosecution would gain access to these personal and confidential bank statements. Based off what the judge says, he's more inclined to approving this, but he will make a decision later today. All right. Chris says innocent until proven guilty. You're right. You're right. So, and look, if you've watched the whole Diddy trial, we covered the Diddy trial. I don't think people expected what it ended up being. This is going to be, remember, the burden of proof is on the prosecution here, not the burden of proof. All Eddie and Wendy's defense team have to do here is put holes in their case in order to win a jury over. The burden of proof falls on the prosecution. So buckle up. April 2026, the trial begins for Wendy and Eddie Osefo at this particular point. So that's the update so far. But like I said, we're going to get inside the courtroom details from our friend Taria Faison from the What Else Is Going On podcast. She already posted a After the Court on her YouTube channel. So be sure to check that out and support and follow her. But we'll be talking and getting into all of it this evening on my Instagram at TheKempire on Instagram. Lucy says that Eddie looks stressed. Literally, that's what Giselle said when she saw him at BravoCon. She said he looked stressed. Why does Wendy not look so stressed? Unless she just has a better poker face, but she looks a little happy, right? She looks a little happy, but okay, but maybe she shouldn't be, fine. All right, let's move on, okay? The other thing that there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about. OMG, y'all. Hold on. Another video I have to send to myself so that you guys can see it. Please hold. Because why in 2025 are people fighting over? Why are people fighting over Peter Thomas? I have to show you guys this video. Please hold right now. Let me go here because I got to set it up. I completely forgot. Let me show you this video. Because I cannot believe people are fighting over Peter Thomas. Peter Thomas is in jail, for those that didn't know. Peter Thomas is in jail. And shout out to our friends, the girls are fighting on Instagram. They got the video. Let me show you it.
She was telling me about her talking to him, so.
Oh, okay.
How's that possible, though, if he's in jail?
Well, maybe he called her from jail. I don't know.
Oh, you know they get messy when they behind the bars.
She blows up my phone every day. So literally, they must have been like a virtual relationship or something.
No, because they literally went to his restaurant in Baltimore.
That was before I was even in his life. Because last April when I met him, his restaurant was already shut down in Baltimore.
I don't even care, girl. Do your thing.
I don't care
literally
either.
was just
I'm
trying
just
to figure
saying.
out what it was because I didn't want my cousin to be mad at me for being on a podcast with a girl that's talking to him, and then I didn't say nothing about it because she been bragging about him. So
What's the last time she bragged about him?
maybe a month ago.
Oh, damn, this was recent.
Ooh, now we getting into it.
I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying I just find that hard to believe.
How long were you dating Peter?
We've been dating for the last year and a half.
Year and a half.
April 6th, and we've been together every day since. Currently, I went to go visit him. I'll be back to visit him on Sunday.
If you were to find out he was cheating, you would.
And she's so proud of it. I just visited him. I'm about to go visit him again on Sunday. You're proud of being with this jailbird? This broke jailbird? Okay.
Pick up with him.
Bye.
That's your
fun with that.
boyfriend? That's crazy.
Have fun with that.
After the podcast, we can
been in
FaceTime
his
her
house
and
for
you'll
a whole
talk to her. Because I'm just trying to call that right now.
Let's figure this out. Let's get to the bottom of this right now. Hey, Brittany. Hey, how you doing? This is Stunt Lifestyle with the We in Miami podcast. Are you dating Peter? Because I'm with his girlfriend right now.
Are they married?
No, just girlfriend, boyfriend.
Okay, so that means they're both single, correct?
Oh.
I'm not going to give any information out like that, but he's a great friend of mine, so he'll always be a great friend of mine.
Did you have intimate relations with him?
This is funny. I don't kiss and tell, baby. That's crazy.
You don't kiss and tell?
She sounds a little bothered. Why is she so bothered?
She gets that old.
You want to talk to her?
Wrinkles.
I'm crying. I mean, I know she ain't me, so that's irrelevant. Regardless.
Wait, what's your name again? What's your name again, babe?
Alexandra.
Like I was saying, I wasn't trying to be weird or shady, but it's my cousin.
Stop it. Peter bought me a car for my birthday too.
Hold on.
He bought you a car for your birthday. Did he pay the state back? Did he pay the feds back? Did he pay his workers that have been waiting for their money? But he bought you a car? Cynthia, girl, I'm so glad you divorced Peter. You divorced Peter at such a good time before he really embarrassed you.
I don't give a f about Peter, to be honest, you guys. I don't even know him. He's in jail. He's in jail.
Listen,
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
All right, where the water at? Girl.
All good energy.
Fairy tale. Fairy tale. You're living here in fairy tale.
No, that's
living here, man. It's you're and my cousin. You're gonna share.
All right, for the next. Good.
You want to
we
keep
good.
standing up for what?
We good.
You don't
we
want to
good.
stand up.
I am
Please.
Who
talk
cares
about
about
some-
Peter? He's in jail. Nobody cares. I didn't care. I was just
Yeah, you're still talking about it.
shut the up.
Make me shut up.
Then-
Make me shut up.
Oh,
Really? Y'all about to fight over Peter Thomas? Yeah, I'm embarrassed for all of you. Take all their mics away. That video was brought to you by our friends over at We in Miami podcast. Take all the mics away. Take all the cameras and the mics away. I can't. They're about to fight over Peter Thomas, who's in jail for not paying the feds, but he's buying a young thing a car. Hey, Delcia. She says, why am I embarrassed for them? I'm embarrassed for them too, Delcia. I don't know. Woo, Lord. All right. So I wanted to bring that to you guys. Let me move on because what else did I want to talk about today, y'all? I just want to see all the things I want to. All right. I think, okay, we could talk about this as our last story, and then I'm going to get out of here. Okay? Because you see that Danity Kane has reunited. Danity Kane, the music group, right? So we were just talking a little bit about Diddy. Well, it seems as if Dawn Richard did a recent interview with another podcast. Shout out to all the podcasts, okay? She did an interview, and she says that she was iced out of their reunion. So for those that may be under a rock, let me just update you. Danity Kane recently announced that they were reuniting. At first, they didn't tell us who was going to be in this reunion until they actually came out on their show. So people bought tickets without knowing who in the group was returning. I already knew Aubrey was going to be returning, okay? Okay? I already knew that. So it was Aubrey, Andrea, and D. Woods, even though D. Woods had said that she was not returning to the group. So they've been on this tour. Literally tonight, they have a show here in New York City. I'm not going because Danity Kane, and I love Andrea. I think Andrea is one of my favorite singers from the group. They all could sing. But what makes Danity Kane is all of their voices, especially Dawn Richard's tone. Okay, and I've said this before about Escape. Candy's tone, no matter how you feel about her singing, her tone with those backgrounds are important to the sound of those songs. So that's how I feel about Dawn. So Dawn, as you know, has been in the headlines recently because of Diddy. She's suing Diddy, accusing him of SA, accusing him of other things as well. She was also talked about in the recent 50 Cent Netflix documentary. And then Q, I don't know if you guys saw this, Q from Day 26. Day 26 is back together as well. They sound amazing. All of them are back together. Q released the video footage that he talked about in a podcast with Aubrey during the Diddy trial, where he revealed that Dawn gave him one of those e-pills, and then he woke up and he was being filmed and Diddy was in the bed with him. He released the video footage. I don't know if you guys saw that video footage. It might still be on his page. He released the video footage. Look, if I want to play devil's advocate, it does look sort of weird why everyone comes into the room, but he's just waking up. So at first, he says ever since that particular pill, he has never been the same. You also see Dawn in the video as well. Kalina from Diddy Dirty Money, who's in the group with Dawn and Diddy, said that Dawn and Diddy had a weird relationship. She said this in the documentary. So I'm kind of looking at Dawn like I want to believe Dawn, but then I don't believe Dawn 100% about how she moves. And here's the thing about the reunion with Danity Kane. When it first came out, she's like, I had no idea about it, but I wish them the best. Then she had this sold out show in New Orleans where she ended up performing one of the Danity Kane song. And everyone was like, oh my God, this is why Dawn is needed. And I agree. I think Dawn would be important. Okay? Miss Mona, I don't have time to pull it up. Okay? You can go Google schmoogle it yourself. Okay? Purple Yellow says Q's video was a nothing burger. I can see where people would be like, well, it's not really showing much of anything, but it's also kind of interesting too, because yes, Diddy was there. He was on the bed with Q, but it seemed like, oh, like you surprised someone, that was sleeping. he paints a different picture as to what that video is showing. I'm just giving you the information, okay? So Dawn, as you know, as I said to you before, she's suing Diddy. She's literally has a civil lawsuit against him. You also see when Diddy finds out that she's suing him. You also find out that that Diddy, although when Kalina needed money for fighting a custody battle, $5,000, Diddy said no to her. All of a sudden, he needed her to go on social media and make this statement that, Dawn's lying. I've never seen anything that she's claiming. So when this reunion with Danity Kane happened, she said that she had no idea that this was happening. Now she did another interview on a podcast. And I'm still kind of looking at Dawn with the side eye. Because I'm just like, Dawn, I've heard something different about this reunion. But let me just play for you what she said on the podcast.
Danity Kane.
Talk to me. Let's
Danity
do it.
Kane is on the Untold chapter.
Here's the thing. You see, just pay attention to her body language. And I know some of you are listening to this on the podcast, so you can't see the body language. It's like she couldn't wait to talk about what happened with her and Danity Kane.
Or they come back together and you're not on stage with them. And I love, and I feel like even though you're not there, you are there because Dawn Richard, you created the name.
Yes, I did come up with the name, but the name is for all of us. I'm not like that we built the name together. It is a brand.
But who owns the name? That's my question. Because with Escape, it's both Latasha and her sister own the name. Hence why Escape is able to utilize the name. I wonder, does Aubrey own Danity Kane, the imprint Danity Kane? And that's why they're able to tour in whatever iteration. So I don't know if Dawn owns a portion of that as well. That would be my question.
Agree with the way I've been betrayed. I am not the things. If you know me and you guys know me, I would never hurt anyone. I would never talk ill of someone. I would never, I'm not that person. So the narrative that has been spun about me is not correct. It's a lie. But that's life. And I'm not someone that's going to go on. I've never been this person to talk ill of the brand and that doesn't benefit the fans to go and fight and go on podcasts and talk negatively. That's not the place. You know what I mean? We have to talk to one another.
Pay attention to, she says that, and then she continues.
We have to be honest, all of us. You know what I mean? I'm nowhere near to say that I'm perfect, but I am not the person that they are saying that I am. However, we are here. And
she says that she's not the person that they're saying that she is. What is Danity Kane? They said nothing. They wish Dawn and Shannon well. Shannon, during their set, has an audio message, a video presentation of Shannon wishing the women well, because Shannon decided not to come back, because apparently Shannon's doing quite well on her own side. She has a whole other business that she's gotten into that's doing financially very well for her, that's not involved in this, weird world of music.
I wasn't involved. I was iced out of this one. And that's a choice. But I'm not going to go back and forth and be messy and call myself the mother. No, I wish it could be all five of us. I wish we could be honest and apologize for the ways in which we've treated each other on all fronts, not just making it a me thing and I'm a villain and I'm the one that always fucks it up. That's not the truth. We all have to take accountability for what and also the horribleness of our trauma. That's a part of it too. We were treated horribly by an abuser. That is a real thing. And we have to acknowledge that. But here we are. I am saddened by the reality that it can be all five. Will we get to a place? I don't know. It is what it is. I'm not going to talk bad about, that is not my character. I'm not going to shit on the brand. I don't agree with the way in which I've been portrayed. It's not true. We can have issues that happened 20 years ago, but we are grown. There's no reason that we should be nasty to one another. We were all hurt. You know, I just am sad that I wasn't a part of it. And though they say that I am and that I was, we all know the reality. You know, we know it's not a hard thing to text and us to sit down and say, let's have a conversation. And I understand that that may not be where we are right now. And that sucks.
So she claims that she was iced out of this reunion. But the word on the street is that all of the ladies were asked to return for this reunion. During the show, as I mentioned to you before, Shannon does a video message to the ladies wishing them well because she decided not to join. Word on the street, Dawn was asked to join. It makes me wonder why exactly she decided not to join, but to say that she was iced out, to say that she didn't know that it was happening, but everyone else knew? Someone also mentioned, like, didn't Dawn hit Aubrey in the head? That was during the last reunion. Remember when they did the DK3? Well, remember, DK3 originally was supposed to include Andrea, but Andrea ended up dropping out of it. So I just feel like I think Dawn is an interesting personality. As you know, I've interviewed Dawn a few times years ago. And if you listen, I think it was the podcast I mentioned this. I was like, I've interviewed her before and I've always had like a weird energy. She always felt very guarded. And I was like, girl, this is like my third interview with you. Why are you so guarded at this particular point? So there's always like a little bit of something that was off with Dawn. So Danity says they didn't speak on it. I don't know where she's coming from with people talking about her. I don't know if she's just talking about the streets, but I haven't heard the ladies say anything derogatory about Dawn. Honestly, whoever gets them behind a mic next needs to ask the question. Did you or did you not invite Dawn to be a part of this new reunion? But it looks quiet as it's kept. No matter how we feel about Dawn, her vocals are needed. Her energy is needed. Because people that have seen some of the video footage, just like, they're not that, they're impressed with certain parts. Like, people love Andrea's voice, but they're like, Aubrey, what's up with that wig? They're not loving what they're getting so far. So, and that's why I didn't get tickets. If it was, here's the thing, I would have gotten tickets to see Danity Kane if it was at least Dawn, Andrea, D Woods, and Aubrey. Shannon, I would have come if you came too, but I need Dawn in there. Yeah, look, yeah. Thank you so much, Christina, for the super chat. Christina says, finally catching lives, laughing out loud. By the way, Ken, please say hi to my dog, Scout. She loves being a part of the replay crew with her mama. Hey, Scout. Woof. Thank you so much, Christina, for the super chat. April, thank you so much for the super chat. April says, Wendy in that coat looking like Miss Melody. Don't you miss Oliver? That's Miss Oliver to you. All right. Jesse says, I want to hear Damage live. Me too, but I want to hear with all those same vocals. Oh, damn. Taurus Moon says they are cruise ship worthy. I mean, they're still selling out shows, but in all fairness, they sold out those shows before people even knew who was returning. Because they were just excited about Danity Kane returning. I agree, and that's the other element about this that we have to keep in mind. Miss Esquire says her vocals may be needed, but not her energy. And this goes back to when we talk about casting or hiring anyone. It's not just about someone's skill set. It's about, can they get along with other people? And it's not even just, and when we're talking about the situation with Dawn, I don't know what they have against Dawn. Yes, Dawn allegedly was physically violent with Aubrey, but they ended up, please understand, after that, they still ended up working together for that reunion project. And then they ended up touring together, her and Aubrey. So they were able to resolve those issues. But I just feel like Dawn moves weird. And I can understand maybe not wanting to be around someone where you feel that might be a liability, allegedly. I don't know. But I feel like there's more to it. And now I need someone to get those people behind a mic and ask those questions. Just asking. All right. I think that's it, y'all. I will do the timestamps after I meditate. If you're here and you haven't liked the video already, why? Be sure to like the video. It's an easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Congratulations to the winners of our Christmas giveaway here on the channel. Make sure you email me, KempireDaily@gmail.com for your Amazon gift cards. And, stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure your notifications are on. Thank you to our King's Guards. Thank you to our channel members. If you haven't already, our only show of 2026 right now, New York City, Friday, March 13th at the Green Room 42. Get your tickets today. Meet and greets are available. But also, if you can't come to New York City, there's a live stream available. So you can watch this from anywhere in the world. South Africa, China, from Sweden, from South America. This is your opportunity to see the Kempire After Dark live show where I'll spill tea. Like, there's certain tea I'm going to sit on until March. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. Ticket information will be available in the description if you're listening to this. Don't forget to subscribe to the Kempire podcast and make sure you give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Again, thank you to our King's Guards, channel members, subscribers, and those of you who just watched the video. We appreciate it. We had 1,069 likes. Thank you in advance. I will add the timestamps after this. Hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I know this is the weekend, like the big cruncher weekend for shopping. So be safe out there, and I will see you guys soon. Shout out to Assets that says that they will be watching from Norway. Thank you, Assets. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitch as well. We see you guys. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Bye, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.